Hi, I'm Chesnut, and I'll be teaching archaeology and world building. If you're here, you're probably writing a book or thinking of writing a book. Either way, you deserve a huge round of applause because you are undertaking an amazing and rewarding endeavor. And the fact that you are here today means you are willing to go the extra mile to make your story shine. Now, as writers, we tend to give all our time and attention to our characters because they're the heroes of the story. But the world where your story takes place is just as important. Imagine Harry Potter without the Wizarding World, The Hunger Games without the districts, or Lord of the Rings without Middle-earth. These stories can't exist without the rich, immersive world that they take place in. And the main reason these worlds are so wonderful is because even though they're magical, dystopian, or pure fantasy, you believe them. You can imagine living in them. And that's World Building 101, right? If you want readers to believe the world you built, your world must be believable. But what does that even mean, your world must be believable? Well, you can try Googling it. You'll get a bunch of obscure articles and single-sentence buzz quotes that basically boil down to believable worlds reflect real worlds and societies. Sure, but once again, what does that mean? What are societies made of? What do they need to be sustainable? And more importantly, how do all these questions affect your characters? Well, unless you're an anthropologist or a historian, you're probably not going to know the answers to any of these questions. And worse, you're probably not going to know where to start either. There are entire college courses dedicated to studying and defining cultures and societies. So how are you, on your own, supposed to figure out what information you need for your story? And that's why you're here. Because sifting through several college courses worth of information on history and sociology by yourself isn't just unrealistic, it's frustrating and overwhelming. And that's why I'm here, because you shouldn't have to figure this out on your own. Now, you probably already guessed that I'm a writer, but I also have a background in anthropology and archaeology. All that information on history and society that you need to build your world, I've sat through those lectures. I've read those articles. I've observed it firsthand on archaeological digs and ethnographic studies, and I've figured out how to apply everything I learned to creating my own worlds for my own novels. And in archaeology and world building, I'm going to pass what I learned on to you. In this class, I'll start with the basics and walk you through the three main types of society: hunter-gatherer, agrarian, and industrial. We'll look at the defining characteristics of all three and the natural progression from one to the next. Next, we'll dive a little deeper and look at how these societies function and what daily life looks like for the people living in them. Then we'll look at examples of each in popular literature. Now, I know what you're thinking, and there really are hunter-gatherer societies in modern-day novels. In fact, there's an entire popular genre built around hunter-gatherer societies, and I think you'll be surprised when you learn what it is. Lastly, we'll take a minute to focus on your novel and how you can apply everything you learned to give your story the well-rounded, robust, and most importantly, believable world you and your characters deserve. So come check out Archaeology and World Building, and let's work together to figure out everything you didn't even know your world was missing.